All right, howdy everyone. The time is 2:49 p.m. and it is May 30th. Happy Memorial Day to you all. I am hopping on here because the SPC has made actually quite a dramatic change in their forecast for severe weather tomorrow. And I'm going to go into the details as to how this whole scenario could develop, the possible variables that we are still looking at and that could still be at play with the situation that is going to occur tomorrow. It is likely going to be thunderstorms Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, and these storms could have the capability of producing all severe hazards. So we're going to get into all of that. Before we get to that, I want to make sure that you check out our platforms. Bottom left corner, scan that QR code, and all of the handles that we have are there for you. Make sure to like and subscribe and share this video so that we can get the message out there. Okay, let's dive right in to what is going on. So this is today. So this is Memorial Day. We have a severe weather outbreak that is ongoing in parts of Minnesota, Iowa, parts of Nebraska, South Dakota as well. This event is beginning as of right now, and we are seeing the development of some pretty significant tornado and wind potentials with this little setup. This is all associated with a low pressure system that's going to be heading off to the northeast towards Ontario, but the cold front is going to linger and continue eastward into our area by the time we get into Tuesday. So this is what the scenario is currently. Also tonight, if you're out and about tonight, the weather should be quite clear if you are in the Great Lakes region. It looks like there's going to be a meteor shower tonight, and actually a pretty big meteor shower. It's one of the more significant ones. There's a chance that a comet's remnants is going to scatter all over the night sky and going to create many meteors per hour. So that's about 1 a.m. for this region, so you're going to want to check that out if you get the chance. So just wanted to throw that out there. All right, so back to the weather. Day 1 convective outlook, moderate risk for parts of Minnesota. This is currently the talk of the news of the weather world right now, this event that's taking place. Pretty good tornado probabilities with this system. So I'm going to show you what we're looking at for our area now. Tomorrow, they just released this. This is a slight risk for severe weather. Originally, this was forecast to be in southern Indiana and southern Ohio. They've raised it northward. New models have indicated that this event will likely begin a little bit farther west than they originally anticipated. But looking at this event, there's a couple variables at play. We're going to have high dew points. Tomorrow is going to be brutally hot and humid. We're going to have dew points near 70, and I'll show you those in just a second, which is extremely sticky, which means it's going to be very humid and very oppressive type of heat in this area tomorrow. So you're going to want to make sure you have plenty of water to stay hydrated during this event. But slight risk for severe weather, northern Indiana, southern lower Michigan. Not really for southern Indiana, southern Ohio like was originally projected. They've really changed that quite a bit. But really the question now that is rising with this severe weather event is how much cloud cover are we going to be dealing with? Because the cloud cover and the early morning convection that is going to be before this system, how is that going to influence our weather? Because the sunshine is really going to drive a lot more development of thunderstorms. And the models really don't depict this super well that we're going to look at. Some of them do. The NAM3K kind of shows some thunderstorm development, which we'll look at real quick. But that doesn't really depict this super well. So the SBC has information that I apparently do not have at the moment, but there's a slight risk. Really the question that they are asking right now is, once again, we are going to have CAPE values of around 2,000 and dew points near 70 degrees, and it's going to feel like it's going to be 90 degrees, which means it's going to feel really hot. It's going to feel close to, I'd say, upper mid 90s tomorrow. So it's going to be pretty hot. It looks more that a few supercells could develop during the afternoon, but it's really going to be more damaging winds. We'll look at the probability for a tornado, which is about 2% across the southern lower Michigan area, northern Indiana, and then the wind threat is about 15%. Significant hail event possible in parts of Oklahoma, and the hail event doesn't look super likely in the Great Lakes region. But that is what's currently on the table. Again, this is going to possibly change. This changed drastically at the day 2 convective outlook, so there could be some changes with regards to this event coming up. But we're going to take a look at the models and get an idea of what's going to happen. Okay, so let's back this up. This is where we're at right now. Low pressure system centered over Nebraska, shifting off to the northeast, and you've got that severe weather developing on the backside of it. And look back here in Wyoming and parts of Idaho. You've got snow. You've got quite a bit of snow forming in that area. So that's actually going to be quite a circumstance they're going to be dealing with for this late in the season. But the severe weather's moving through that area tonight. And tomorrow morning, you see that. Once again, you see that low pressure system lifting into northwestern Ontario. It's going to drive some severe weather up there. And then, excuse me, on the backside of this, you have your cold front that's beginning to develop. Let's shift that eastward a little bit, and you can really see the development of some thunderstorms ahead of this front. If you get a sounding from here, it's showing a marginal tornado threat. You've got that hodograph that's showing kind of the arc in its setup. Cloud bases are pretty low. That is something that could drive some tornado potential. Now, tornado potential isn't as high as you head off into the Great Lakes region. That's a little bit of a farther showing of what's going to happen. But you got this cold front moving through. Wednesday morning, it's going to approach lower Michigan. This could be a nocturnal event, really, for more along the lines of a nocturnal event. But as we progress it eastward, you can see that front's going to move through, and then it's going to get much cooler on the backside. By Wednesday, we're going to have temperatures only up to 70 degrees. So it's going to be quite a change. But that is what we are looking at with this low pressure system right now. Now, if we look at the long range models, it doesn't really show too much in terms of intense weather activity. The first week of June is going to be much cooler than average. That is for sure. It's going to be pretty cool. You got that Canadian low pressure system that's going to be or high pressure area that's going to be sitting over that area for a long time before we again to see another warm front begin to build in on the backside. So that is what we are looking at with regards to upcoming weather. Let's get a closer look at the potential for thunderstorms across this area. So forecast loop. This is at the current time. Got some thunderstorm activity in parts of Minnesota. That's really going to start to intensify, develop, and really drive some severe weather. You get a sounding from that showing severe weather potential, very high severe weather potential. You got a supercell composite value of 24, and then photographs are just wild. So you can really see why they issued a moderate risk area for this PDS tornado for potential tornadoes across this area. No, there's not really much capping in the atmosphere, and in fact, it's getting much cooler as you go in the upper levels of the atmosphere, which will really drive more intensity within those storms. So those storms are going to move through. Those storms are going to be quite intense up in Minnesota. Very intense. You got a supercell composite value of up to 40 in some spots up there, and pretty high, pretty ridiculous hodograph there. So this is probably more of a dangerous case scenario for that area. This could be a dangerous day for Minnesota. Driving it eastward, you see kind of the front kind of develops some convection along its line, which could pack some more severe weather ahead of it, and then it begins to taper off by the time we get to Tuesday. Now, Tuesday morning, 7 a.m., there's not really much going on across the Great Lakes region. These storms are dying out over Missouri. That cold front is still there, though. So as we continue forward, you again see some initial redevelopment of some convection moving off to the east. Get a sounding of the Kalamazoo County area, showing tornado potential according to the NAM, getting in northern Indiana. Not really as much potential, but is showing some readings for hail potential. A marginal tornado threat now starting to show up across northern Indiana. Progressing it forward, again, we have more development of thunderstorms packing some severe potential, maybe a marginal tornado potential ahead of it. So you get some cells that will eventually organize into a line and continue to the east. Now, they're still trying to figure out if the cloud cover that's going to be sitting over the area during part of the day tomorrow. In fact, let's get a look at that cloud cover value real quick for hour 38. So that is Wednesday at 9 p.m. is the current time you are seeing. Let's go to cloud cover. So not too much cloud cover currently according to the models, but again, there's a lot we're going to have to watch with this scenario because it's going to be rather iffy for this event. But that's kind of the situation. It looks like an early Wednesday morning threat for lower Michigan, for most of lower Michigan, and then it looks like it's going to be more scattered in nature in some spots as well. HRRR kind of showing a similar setup, except it's showing a much weaker setup. You see this line of thunderstorms are going to develop, progress off to the north and east, maybe packing some severe potential, but the HRRR doesn't show as much severe potential as the other ones. It does show some readings for tornadoes, but Cape values again are pretty low. Cloud bases are high, so not. This is again going to be a very variable potential, but a slight risk is put out in case the models really come together and say, okay, this is actually going to be a pretty decent event. So just want to make you aware of that. If you want to check the information for yourself, head to the SPC's website, go to spc.noaa.gov, or go to pivotalweather.com and you can take a look at the maps for yourself. So just making you aware of that, and hopefully this video was helpful to you in getting some of that information out. Make sure to like if you liked and comment if you have any questions. So thanks everyone, and have a good rest of your day.